Hey, TikTok land. One more video before I call it a day or night, whatever the fuck. I wanted to do a video about the Alto Knights trailer that just dropped a few days back. I am really excited to see this film. I think I've made it clear on this app through videos that I have a big fascination with the mafia. And I know that's fucked up because, that's an organization that is not exactly, I mean, it's a bunch of evil fucks. I mean, let's just face facts. Most of those motherfuckers were evil as shit, and did some really evil, fucked up shit. But I can't help it, man. I have this strong fascination with them. So much so that I used to tell my parents that if that it was actually probably a good thing, and God was looking out for them and myself, I guess, when He had them fuck here in the middle of nowhere, Texas. Because if they had met and lived in New York, I would have been a package boy, dude, and I would have worked my way up. I would have been a soldier. I would have never been a made man because my family's not Sicilian, but I sure would have worked. I would have been part of the foot soldiers that were out there, doing the hits, moving the shit, selling the drugs. Although, depending on which mafia you were in, drugs wasn't a thing. Which actually I think Alto Knights might dip into that a little bit because I think Costello wasn't really that big into drugs, but Vito Genovese was huge into drugs and heroin specifically. As a matter of fact, the reason he went to prison was because of heroin. I mean, he was like one of the biggest heroin shippers and importers in New York at that time. So I would have been in it. I'd have been deep in that shit had I grown up, in those communities and around those people. I would have. It would have caught me, and I would have been like, sure, yeah, let's do this. But no, I'm really excited to see this film. Because of that, because of my fascination with the mafia, and this movie, this film, it feels like it's going to kind of, fill in some of the gaps that have been there throughout all of the films that have come out regarding the mafia. Um, films obviously like Goodfellas and fucking The Untouchables and the Irishman, even Casino. A lot of those movies, if you look at them, you can kind of put them all together, and you can kind of get like a through line, all the way from when the fucking Italians and the Sicilians first came over here to the United States in the late 1800s and early 1900s, and all the way up until really the 80s, when fucking Rudy Giuliani, ironically enough, cracked down on all of them and really shut down the mafia for the most part in the U.S. Although, I mean, they didn't completely go away. The mafia is still out there to this day. They're still out there. They are still a part of the criminal underworld. So they're not completely gone away. Now, do they have the strength that they did from, say the 1940s until the 1980s? No. That 40 years of time, it'll never be that way ever again. They were everywhere and involved in everything. I mean, they were powerful enough. They killed a president. That should tell you something right there. And it's kind of like that line in Irishman, when Joe Pesci says to Frank, he says, if they can get to a president, they can get to the president of a union, And it was true, and they did both. They got to Kennedy and they got to fucking Hoffa. So, they proved what they could do. If you became a problem for them, they'd take your ass out, But yeah, I'm very interested to see this one, like I say, for my fascination with the mafia, but also to see Robert De Niro, in his last, they say it's going to be his last mafia film. I mean, I guess it is. I don't know. I never thought we'd see him again, in a mafia film, but then he did The Irishman, and now he's doing this one. So, it's never say never, really, but I probably imagine this will probably be his last hurrah into the, in the mafia genre. But he is playing both Frank Costello and and fucking Vito Genovese. Now, his Frank Costello, it's not exactly, one for one, but his Vito Genovese, holy shit, he looks, sounds, his mannerisms are fucking Vito Genovese. I mean, that, I was like, wow, man, I want to see it, if only for that, for his portrayal of Vito Genovese, because holy shit, it's like when fucking Denzel Washington played Malcolm X, and how spot on, fucking perfect that portrayal was, it looks like that, it really does. But yeah, I'm super excited to see it. March the 21st is when it premieres. I can't wait. That can't get here fast enough for me. Like I say, I have probably a sick fascination with the mafia. And so anytime there's a mafia film that's going to come out, I'm going to go check it out. I'm going to go watch it. But yeah, I'm really super excited about it. I can't wait to see it. If any of y'all are, fans of mafia films or at all fascinated by the mafia, the historic, accurate fucking mafia, or even, the fictitious mafia, such as in The Godfather, in which the Godfather films, while they may be works of fiction, they're based a lot in what actually happened with the mafia. And there's a lot of those characters that you could pull and you can go, okay, that's supposed to be this person, that's supposed to be this person, yada yada. And it really, there's a lot of one-to-one, transfer from the reality to, that fictional world that was created by Puzo and Coppola, for that film, and of course for Puzo's novel. But yeah, it's, I'm fascinated by that world, by that whole thing. My mother always used to say that she was, if she didn't already know our family history, she'd swear I was Italian. She'd be like, I'd swear you were Italian, but she's like, but I know you're Irish and Welsh, so, there's no way you could be Italian, because, I know who your mother and father were, and your mother was Irish and your father was Welsh, so, but yeah, I do have a very major fascination with the mafia, and in particular, this story, I'm super excited to see it. I can't wait. But yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out, talk about Alto Knights and the trailer, and how excited it has me for seeing that film. I can't wait to see fucking Robert De Niro tear it up on the screen again. That man is one of the greatest fucking actors that has ever lived. He's amazing. He has been kicking ass for 50 fucking years now. I mean, that guy just kills it every fucking time he's on screen. But that's it for now. I'll catch y'all on the flip-flop. I love you like chicken. Keep the boot out of your mouth. And yeehaw, fuck the law. And I'll catch you on the flip-flop. Talk to you later. Bye!